welcome back to the Daily Ebenezer. Hope you guys are having a great day. Today, I just want to talk to you guys about successful teams, and one of the skill sets that's really important to have on a successful team is understanding the stages of team development, because we all go through them, and it's something that even if you're a team member or if you're the team leader, it will help you be more successful on your team. So let's talk about understanding the stages of team development. The first thing we just need to understand is that all teams go through these same 4 stages. It doesn't matter if you're a corporate sports team, if it's just a team at work that you're on, if it's a nonprofit or ministry team, or even if it's your kids' sports team. We all go through these exact same 4 stages of team development, so we can use this skill in all parts of our life, and it really will make a big difference. Now, if you are the team leader, being able to identify what stage you're in, understanding what's going on with your team during those stages, and how to adjust your team's direction to help get to the next stage is super important, and it's going to make your team way more successful, and as a leader, it's going to make your job a lot easier. So every stage has 2 components in it, and they're all the same in all 4 stages, and that is the skill level and the enthusiasm level. Now, the skill level is the ability to have the knowledge and the skill or talent to perform a duty and be effective with it and be successful with it. The enthusiasm level is the motivation level or the excitement level of the team. So as we go through these 4 stages here, we're going to talk about those 2 components in each stage. The first stage is the forming stage, and this is what it looks like on paper. I'm a visual learner, so giving us a little bit of a picture may help you understand the stage a little bit better. But you see the goal or the vision of the team is up there in the right corner, and then all the arrows is our team. It's our team member, our team leader, and this is what it looks like when we're forming. So our skill level is sort of low. We really haven't developed our skill as a team yet. We don't know what our responsibilities are yet. We're just all there together, but the enthusiasm level is high. We're excited to be on the team. We're excited about what we're going to accomplish as a team. We're just excited to be together. And so when you look at the team, all the arrows are all together. They're sort of all stacked up on top of each other. That's good, but they're all going in different directions. And so there's a little chaos going on there. Now, on the forming stage, team leaders, you guys are going to have a high degree of guidance in your position, because you're bringing all these different people together with different talent levels, and they're all excited, but we've got to get them together. We've got to get job descriptions in place. We've got to understand what everybody's doing. We've got to get the goal and the vision for the team sitting out there, and that's really important. So you're going to be more involved in this stage than any of the other stages that we'll talk about. Individual roles are unclear yet. We're not really sure what my job is on the team, but I just know I'm on the team, and I'm excited to be on the team. The team processes are usually not in place yet or established, because we're understanding where we're going and what we're going to do, but we may not really understand how we're going to go there and how we're going to get there. Now, teams can be in this stage, of course, when we first start a new team. That's the no-brainer on that one. But you can actually go back to the forming stage a lot of times during the life of a team. When we add and take out new members, that can cause us to go back to the forming stage because it changes the dynamics. If we change the vision or the goal of the team, that can cause us to go back and think about the processes and what we're trying to do and how we're trying to do it. And then, of course, if we're changing or adding policies and procedures for the team, that'll throw us back into this forming stage, because we need to start over on how we're accomplishing things. So the forming stage is a stage that can be fun because the enthusiasm is really high, but it's a stage that we want to try to work our way out of as soon as possible and move on. All right, that takes us to the storming stage, which is the second stage of team development, and this is what that looks like. Now, you can see a pretty big difference between the storming and the forming stages, just because all the arrows are not going in different directions, but unfortunately, they're not pointing at that goal either. They're all pointing at each other. And so during the storming stage, our skill level is still low. We haven't picked up on our skills. We're still not sure where the duties are yet, but all of a sudden our enthusiasm level and motivation is really low. We're all sort of down in the dumps. And if you look at those arrows, we're all pointed at each other. We're sort of at odds with each other. We're sort of fighting against each other. So in the storming stage, team members can be against each other or the leader. And team leader, you really need to watch out for that, because if people start sort of fighting amongst themselves, or if they start fighting against you, then you need to be aware that you're going in that storming stage. You may be in the middle of the storming stage, and you got to do something about it. Team member relationships are really blurry, so we may understand what our job is, but we don't understand what everybody else's job is and what the relationships between us and them are, and that can create some conflict. People are at odds with each other usually in the storming phase. Somebody's upset with somebody, or it might be a lot of people upset with a lot of people, but people can be at odds. Team members start to form alliances. This is really dangerous, because the whole purpose of a team is to have one purpose, one goal, and everybody work together to achieve that goal. And so if we start building alliances with our team and inside of our team, then we're going to have multiple little small teams that's fighting against each other. We're never going to meet that success level. With the storming stage, you got to deal with it. If you're a team leader and you're in the storming stage, or you see yourself going towards the storming stage, you got to deal with it as soon as possible, because you're never going to grow, you're never going to be successful as long as you're in the storming stage. So when are some times that we can be in this stage? When our leadership planning and organization is weak, it will cause us to go to the storming phase. If there's not a clear goal or vision, people will storm because everybody have their own goal or vision, and they'll try to do it instead of doing everything as a team. It'll be my way, my goal, my vision. And so it's important that you establish a goal or vision. If the training's weak, people aren't real sure of themselves or how to do things or what needs to be done. And if there's no defined duties for team members, and this is important, guys, is that even if you got a small team or a large team, that everybody understands what their job description is, what's expected of them, and how they're supposed to do it. And then last of all, the focus is on the individual's effort. So it's on what can I do for the team, look at me, look what I can accomplish and everything, but it's never on the team. And as long as everybody on the team is focused on themselves and what they can do, and they're not focused on the team, we're going to be in the storming stage. All right, that takes us to the norming stage, and we're starting to get some normalcy in during this stage. If we look at the arrows, then everybody's starting to point towards the goal. Now, we still got two different sets of arrows there. Our teams aren't completely as one yet, but we're all looking at the goal finally. We'll see our skill level is starting to rise. Our enthusiasm is starting to rise. We may even experience a victory or two as a team. So things are starting to roll for us. Relationships and duties are understood. So everybody understands what their job is, what other people's jobs is, and how we work together, or the relationships on the team. That's really important. Team members are beginning to commit to the team goals. So it's not just about me and what I want to accomplish, but about what we can do. The momentum begins to move. So we're starting to move, and roll with momentum. Things are starting to happen. We're starting to get us some excitement build back up again. And everyone commits to being focused on the goal. So even though we may not be there yet, we're all focused on, hey, this is what we want to accomplish together. Now, we can be in the norming stage when individual focus moves to team focus. That brings everybody together. We start to norm as a team. Team relationships and duties are really clear. Everybody understands them. Everybody's committed to that team goal. And so we're working together. And when everyone begins to work with the team processes instead of fighting, and that's something that can create a lot of issues with the team, is we may not always like the processes that we go through, or the organization structure, or how we're supposed to do it. But once everybody says, okay, no matter if I like it or not, I'm going to join in and I'm going to do it the way we're supposed to do it, that's going to help us get to this norming stage. All right, so that takes us to the last stage, which is the performing stage. This is where we all want to be at. Here's what it looks like. So instead of having a bunch of different arrows, all of a sudden we got one large arrow, and that's our team. And inside that arrow, you can see a bunch of different lines, but they're all the same color, going the same way, same shape and everything, because we're all one. We're working together as one. Now, the skill level is high. We really know what we're doing. We know how we're doing it, when we're doing it. We're really good at what we're doing. And our enthusiasm level is really high. We're excited about where we're going as a team, and the motivation's in full swing. So the whole team is now committed to performing well. And what I mean by that is that we're all committed to doing the best we can, not just doing enough to get the job done, but we're committed to doing the best we can. Now, by being committed to doing the best that we can, then we're going to get the best success as a team. Now, the next thing is the team is focused on being strategic in all aspects. It's no longer just about let me get my job done and that's all I care about, but we're going to be strategic on when we do that job, how we do that job, and how it affects the team. The team runs really well with little oversight, and this is important, team leaders. You don't have to do as much work in the performing stage. You actually get to be part of that team, and you're there with that motivation, and you're just making sure things are on the right course, and you're enjoying the success. The excitement level is high, and team members have a spirit of expectation. And guys, this is awesome because people show up, they're already excited. When they get there, they're expecting something to happen. They're expecting to be successful, and that's something that is only seen in a performing team, in the performing stages of that team, and it's a great feeling to have. Momentum, of course, is in full swing. We are moving forward. So teams can be in this in the performing stage when everybody works together as one. Just like the arrow, everybody's together at once. We're focused on the team goals, and we're working on them together as one. Everybody realizes that they're stronger as a team than they are individuals. It's no longer about me and what I bring to the team. It's about, hey, what can we accomplish if we all put our minds together, if we all do our best? And then team members don't care about who gets the credit. And guys, this is huge. If your team can ever get to the place to where we don't care who's getting the credit, we just care that we're doing the best, we're successful as a team, we win as a team, then you're going to reach some of the greatest milestones in your team that you've ever seen. And then last of all, everybody gives 100% effort to the team. It's not just about showing up, let me give whatever it takes to get my job done, 10%, 20%, 50%, but it's about I'm going to give you 100% while I'm on the team, while I'm here, and we're going to see where it leads to. All right, guys, so as a leader, we need to be able to make adjustments when needed. A couple things to understand about the stages of team development. Knowing what stage you're in at all times and what's going on during those stages will allow you as a team leader to make adjustments to ensure that your team can be successful and maximize and effective. Any team will and can move from one stage to another, and they can be jumping around. So be watching for the changes. When you start to see some, if you're up in that norming or performing stage and you feel like you're moving into that storming stage or the forming stage again, you need to be ready for that. You need to start thinking about what you can do to counteract that. And teams, they can move from one stage to another all over the place in any order. You can go from performing to storming. You can go from storming to forming again. You can go from forming straight to performing. You can jump all over these. And every team that's out there, you're going to jump all around these. Our goal is to be that performing team as often as we can and as long as we can. But you can jump around and move from one stage to the other. And as a team leader, you need to be watching for those. You need to know where your team is. You need to understand how to get your team to the performing level and what can be done to keep your team out of that storming phase. All right, guys, hope you enjoyed this lesson here. If you have some questions or anything, just shoot me an email at info@thedailyebenezer.com and check out our website, subscribe to the YouTube channel. You guys have a great day.